Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of Sabbath School Nuggets. Now, before we begin, I want to say thank you to Seth for his great insights into last week's lesson, Spiritualism Exposed. Now, this week's lesson is entitled The Impending Conflict, and it promises to be a great study as always. Our memory text for this week comes from John 17:17. Sanctify them by your truth. Your word is truth. Now, I don't know about you, but most often when I hear that word for conflict, I usually think of two people who are engaged in a verbal debate or a heated argument. But that's not what the author means when he uses that word for conflict. Nor is it the kind of conflict that the book of Revelation describes at the end of time. Now, don't get me wrong, the war in heaven was actually a war of words. Make no mistake, this battle, this great controversy, started out with words of accusation, slander, and protest. And at the heart of this war was the issue of who is worthy of worship. It truly is a worship war. And at the end of time, the conflict will be between those who have the seal of God versus those who have the mark of the beast. And by the way, how would you know the difference? Does it come down to who has a computer chip in their hand or a barcode on their forehead? Or maybe it has something to do with secret societies and their symbols and handshakes. But what if it were none of that? What if the seal of God and the mark of the beast were different in terms of what, how, and when you worshiped? I mean, after all, how this war got started in the first place. And this brings us to Sunday's lesson because it reminds us that there is a strong, unbreakable connection between the Sabbath of creation and worship. As we talked about earlier this quarter, for us Seventh-day Adventists, what makes God, our big G God, the only God worthy of our worship, is the fact that He created us. Satan can never demand our allegiance or our worship because he's not the one who created us. Jesus did that. And because Jesus is our creator, he has the right to demand our loyalty, our obedience, and our worship. As we all know, the Sabbath is a memorial of creation, meaning that every time we come to the seventh day of the week and we stop to rest and to worship, it is a sign, it's like a mark, a witness that tells the world that we believe that it was God who created humanity. It says that we're not here by some random accident that took place millions of years ago, but rather that an all-powerful God created us in his image for a relationship with him. We are here by intention. And every time we worship God on the Sabbath, we are telling the world who it is that we worship, the true God of creation. Well, that was our lesson for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow.